Hello, this is Astro Chris from Kodo Queen Astrology, and today's video is going to be on the Gemini partial lunar eclipse. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment below. Let me know what house Gemini and Sagittarius rule in your natal chart. What a way to start the eclipse season. So we're starting with a partial lunar eclipse. And what that means is the north node and the south node, which become the dark areas of the sky where the moon is not able to receive none of the sun's light, is transiting right now the sign of Sagittarius and Gemini. The sun is at 8 degrees Sagittarius, and the moon will be on the polar opposite of Gemini, 8 degrees. Now, something special about this full moon is that Archangel Uriel and Archangel Michael are both activated in this lunar eclipse. Antares is a fixed star, and that is Archangel Uriel, and is currently at 10 degrees Sagittarius. So the sun is going to be about 2 degrees off. And Aldebaran is located around the same 10 degrees. They're actually polar opposite of each other. So as you can see, the moon is also about 2 degrees off. So they're very close. When we use fixed stars, there has to be a tight orb, no more than 2 degrees. So as you can see, this axis is activated. In addition to that, the rulers of this full moon, because that's technically what a lunar eclipse is. It's a full moon, and the moon and the sun are also communicating with the dark points in the sky that cause the eclipse to happen, and those are called the nodes, the transiting nodes. Now, the ruler of Gemini is Mercury, and it's in the sign of Scorpio, and the ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and it's in the sign of Capricorn. So both Jupiter and Mercury are actually forming a sextile, so they're communicating harmoniously, even though when the sun and the moon communicate, they're actually in opposition to each other. The rulers of this opposition, the sign of Gemini and the sign of Sagittarius, are harmoniously speaking. In addition to that, Jupiter is slowly making his way out of Capricorn, releasing some tension from all the Capricorn aspects we've been having all this year. And he is leaving by speaking harmoniously to Mercury. Mercury is still in Scorpio, so there's still some deep, dark issues that we need to sort out. And the sign of Capricorn is dedicated to work. So again, maybe working on ourselves, especially if there's anything in regard to trauma or old feelings, or maybe even finances, because the sign of Scorpio deals with finances and Capricorn deals with career. So if you have any issues where you need to kind of iron out before Mercury makes his way out of Scorpio and enters Sagittarius, then this is the time to do it. Now, it's never advised to manifest during eclipses at all. Eclipses are actually not the best time. Eclipses are made to rest and release. So I do advise that you do some type of work that you are releasing, whether it's actually cleaning your home or cleaning your car. Gemini naturally correlates to the third house in the natal chart, and that house rules vehicles, in addition to other things as transportation, communication, siblings, neighbors. So anything in relation to mending relationships with siblings, or just tidying up your house and connecting with your neighbors, things like that, should be well suited for this energy, so you can start cleansing that way. Now, the sun is also making a trine aspect, which is a harmonious supportive aspect to Mars. It is a applying aspect as the sun is at 8 degrees and Mars is at 16th degrees. So this energy flows easy and also gives us some type of boost of willpower and ambition, energy to fuel our body. So if you're feeling a little bit too antsy, then make sure that you're expressing this energy, because bottled up energy can also harm us by making us feel more aggressive and angry. But the sun trine Mars is a great aspect for action. Now, Mars is also getting stressful aspects from the Capricorn planets, and that's specifically coming more from Pluto, because Pluto's at 23rd degree. This can lead to more frustration because Pluto squaring Mars can internalize any type of anger or frustrations that we're feeling, and then we end up exploding. So Mars is having an outlet with the sun, so maybe tapping into our creativity or our vitality, or doing something that makes us feel good and shine. Being around our family or loved ones can help assist with alleviating this tension. Now, another aspect that I noticed here is Venus leaving from a opposition to Uranus. So Venus is at 11 degrees Scorpio and Uranus is at 7 degree Taurus. This exact opposition already occurred, so now Venus might have brought some changes in regard to our money, our finances, our love. I see this aspect a lot activating arguments in couples. All of a sudden they're not getting along. Especially because Venus doesn't favor the sign of Scorpio. That's a sign of detriment. So how to channel this energy correctly, my advice is to really tap into your body and your sexuality, and provide yourself self-love, because right now in Venus in the sign of Scorpio, she's not feeling the greatest. There is an outlet. Venus is now starting to form a trine to Neptune, and Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So even providing yourself with time to just do practices like self-care, self-love, journaling, maybe taking care of your skin, or getting very romantic with your partners, connecting on a deep soulful level. That might help this nervous energy that Uranus brings. But the good thing is Venus is separating, and eventually she'll enter the sign of Sagittarius, and she's not going to be making an opposition to Uranus in Taurus. There is an element of surprise when these two are communicating in the sky, so I wouldn't be surprised if you get some type of news in regard to money matters or love matters. And lastly, Mars is also forming a sextile to the North Node in Gemini. And this is an applying sextile. So Mars is communicating with the South Node in Sagittarius. And wherever the South Node is located, that's an area of our life that we need to soul search and evolve and release. So we don't necessarily have to leave those skills behind, but we have to evolve those skills. And we evolve them to the polar opposite, which in this case, it would be the Gemini energy. So really evolving our communication and maybe pioneering something when we take in the energy of Mars, because Mars is a starter. He rules the sign of Aries, and it's a cardinal energy, and it likes to start things, but we need to change things up with the mutable axis that's being activated by the nodes. So Mars here is a big player because he is forming a sextile to the moon and Rahu in Gemini, and forming a trine to the sun and Ketu in Sagittarius. And looking at the total cosmic energy, I really do feel that this lunar eclipse is about releasing some tensions. We've had other full moons and new moons that were way more tense. It looks like a lot of the issues are being worked out. In addition to, we're having the assistance of the angels. We have Archangel Uriel. He could be a little dark and also connected to the esoterics and forceful. But then we have Archangel Michael, who is the king. He is the leader of them all, of all the angels, and he is connecting to the moon, and the moon represents the people. Thus, this energy is leading us to higher evolution of spiritual development. It's also starting in full force the new set of eclipses that are gonna be happening, because then we have the solar eclipse in Sagittarius that's going to be happening in another 2 weeks. So this is the time just to release. We don't want to manifest anything, start anything that's very meaningful, or we want long-term gains with during eclipses, because eclipses carry shocking energy just like Uranus, and you don't want to start anything new that eventually is going to end up shocking you. But overall, I do see a good communication. One last thing that I did notice is Ceres is making a square to both the nodes and the sun and moon. And Ceres in astrology represents abundance and represents the harvest. So there might be some conversations coming up around food. Maybe the type of food that we're eating or how food is being distributed. But I know when early in March, earlier this year, there was issues around food distribution, and we were worried about food distribution. So that might be another topic that kind of starts rising up in the media and the news, talking about food and how food is being distributed, or the restaurant industry. Now, this eclipse is going to be mostly visible to North America and Canada, Alaska, some parts of Asia, and just the very northern tip of Europe. So those are the countries that are going to be most impacted by the energy of this chart. Obviously, you would need to cast a chart with your capital city. So you cast it based on the city that rules your country. And from there, you'll get a specific natal chart for how your country is going to feel this energy. Now, this chart is actually casted for the Los Angeles area, so it's not for the nation, it's actually for the area. So the ascendant's going to change if we cast it for Washington, D.C. And if you want to start the new year, 2021, not missing any of the cosmic communication, don't forget to check out my new crystals and astrology calendar. This calendar has all the cosmic events right to the minute, and it's adjusted to your time zone. You can add it to your iOS calendar, to your Google calendar, to your Outlook calendar, and you'll get reminders of when eclipses occur, the full moon, moon void, of course, and also recommendations on crystals. It's the only calendar of its kind, so check it out. Link will be in the description below. Well, I would like to thank you for tuning in to my video. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment below. Let me know where the nodes are transiting in your chart. And if you don't know where the nodes are transiting, you can check out my free birth chart calculator. Description will be below. And send me a DM through IG. I answer all my DMs. I won't be able to give you a full-on reading. That is a service, but I can definitely point out the area of life Gemini and Sagittarius rule. Take a screenshot of that chart and send it to me through DM. Lots of love.